Hi, so fam. Welcome to Soki this with Chomzy J. I'm delighted to have you. So in today's video, we'll be making this beautiful baby board dress, and these are the materials I'll be using for this tutorial. I have with me 9 yards of net, 2 yards of duffel satin, and half yards of sequins. So to start with, I folded my fabric into two, and I will rule out a starting line. This is where all my measurements will be starting from. So next thing I did was to take down the half length, that's it. After that, I went inward with a shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half inch sewing allowance, and from that line I came down with half inch, which will be serving as the shoulder slope. From the shoulder slope, I took down the armhole depth, which is 5 inches, and whatever I have at the shoulder line, I took it down at this point just to have a straight line, and I'll connect all the points together. So this is our armhole line here. So on this armhole line, I will take in the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, and on the waistline, I'll take in a waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, and I'll connect these 2 points together. After that, I went inward with the neck width of 2.5 inches and neck depth of 2.5 inches. This is what I'll be using as the lining for this sequence, and also the main lining. So I'll be using this duffel satin as lining for sequence and for the main lining too. So I connected the shoulder slope and added half inch joining allowance. This half inch will be used to join both front and back shoulders together. So I took in the middle of this armhole line and went inward with half inch. This is for the armhole curve, so I'll curve it out like so, and our front bodice is ready. Next thing I did was to cut it out. So I'll be cutting out this piece in 2 places. One will be for the sequence lining, while the other one will be for the main lining. Just watch closely, you understand what I'm trying to say. So I will go ahead and cut it out again. Now place this on a folded fabric, adding my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches, and I'll also cut it out. The neck depth of the back is just 1 inch, so I'll be cutting the back piece in 2 places too. The back too will be in 2 places. So I'll be using one of the front piece to cut out the sequence fabric. So I just place it on the sequence and cut it out. I did same thing to the back piece too. So this is what we are having. So after this, I went ahead to place the sequence fabric on the duffel satin for both front and back piece. So this piece like this now is one piece. So I'll stitch them down. So I went ahead to stitch them down and join them at the shoulders. I did same thing to the main lining too. So now we are having just 2 pieces, one lining and one main fabric. So after this, I will place right side facing each other, and I will close it up at the neckline. So right side facing each other, making sure the shoulder joining aligns. So I will just sew half inch round the neckline, and after that I'll also, okay, this is what it's looking like after joining the neckline. And from the shoulder line, that's from the shoulder joining, I measured that 2.5 inches for both arms. This dress will be having a cup sleeve, so this is the space I will be putting the sleeve. So 2.5 inch this way and 2.5 inch this other way. So this is the space that I'll be using to sew the sleeve. I went ahead to give it a little notch. So when sewing the armhole, I will stop at this notch. I will flip the dress over like so, Then I'll sew half inch to this end. I'll also sew half inch to this other end. I'll do same thing to the other side of the armhole, to half inch here and half inch this way. So after this, I went ahead to trim out the excess fabric just to avoid stiffness at that point, and I also went ahead to notch it to give it a little notch. And after this, I'll just put my hand through it and turn it out and give it a good press. Please, if you've watched up to this point and you derive any value in this video, kindly like and subscribe. It's cost free, and it also goes a long way to help YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to a wider audience. So please just encourage me by liking and subscribing. Thank you. So I took both back and front piece together, making sure both joining aligns, and I'll be stitching with 1 inch allowance which I gave while cutting out this fabric. So I'll place both front and back like so, making sure the armhole aligns, and I'll stitch with just 1 inch. So after stitch, I went ahead to trim it out a little bit. And I will turn it out and iron it also. So this is what we'll be having. And for the down part, I minus the half length from the full length of this dress. So that's how I got the length of the down part. Just minus whatever your half length is from the total length of the dress. So I use that to cut out the 9 yards of net. I cut it in several layers, so I'll be joining everything together into one piece. So I've done that here, and this is what it's looking like. I've joined the net together, and this is what it's looking like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please encourage me by subscribing. Then next thing I did was to use the duffel satin to cut out a half circle flare. This half circle flare, I'll be cutting it out in 2 places. One will be for the lining, and one will be for, and I'll be using one to join the hard net. So when cutting yours, just cut it in 2 places. This is what I'll be using to join the hard net. I'll be placing my hard net on this particular one. So from the point there, I came down with 2 inches. So that's where the first layer of net will be, and I'm trying to divide whatever I have here to know. I'm trying to calculate whatever I have here to know how many inches I'll be using for the net. So I used 4 inches, 4, 8, just like that, and I connected all the points together. So these are the places I will be pleating my hard net on. This hard net is just to support the bodice, to lift it up. So, and when sewing your hard net, ensure that the last layer is not above your lining, so that it will not be choking the child. So I turn it to this other side and repeat same thing I did for the other part. So 2 inches from that point, that's where the first layer will be sitting on, and from that 2 inches I came down 4 inches, 4, then I took another 4 again, that's 8, 12, that's the last layer. So I will connect all the points together to have a straight line. Also I'll connect all the points together. This will serving as a guide. So these are where I'll be pleating the hard net on. So I have 2 yards of hard net, and I'll be pleating everything on it. If you want your dress to be very full, you can go as far as using 3-4 yards of net. That way the hard net will be very full. So I folded the net like so, and I marked out 5 inches. So I have 5 inches in 3 places here. So after this, I'll just go ahead and pleat them on those lines that I marked. Please, if you've not subscribed to this point, just subscribe please. It's cost free, and I want to use this medium to thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time here, make sure to turn on your post notification so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new content, because on this channel I'll bring you valuable content that you can monetize, like tutorials that you can watch and sew for sales. So this is how I'll be pleating the net on it. Like I said earlier, if you have more than 2 yards of net, you can pleat it very closely. So I'm just using 2 yards here, so I won't be pleating it so close. And this is what I'll be doing in all the 3 lines that I have. I'll just go ahead, pleat little, give a little space, pleat again. That's what I'll be doing. So by the time you get to the end of the net, just pick another piece of net and continue. You don't have to join the net because it will be under the dress. So just continue from where you stop. When the net finish, continue, and when you get to the end of the fabric, that's the lining, and you still have excess net, just cut it out and start from the other line. And this is what the net is looking like. This is what our under net is looking like. And after this, I went ahead to cut out the sleeve. So I folded my fabric into 2, rule out a starting line. So I folded the fabric into 2, rule out a starting line, then 1/2 inch sewing allowance, and I'll go ahead to measure out the height of the sleeve. I used 3.5 inches here. So by the time I finish sewing, I'll be left with 3 inches. So I used 4 inches here. I used 4 inches. So from that folded end, I went inward with 6 inches and I'll curve it out 6, and I'll just connect the sleeve down to the base of the sleeve like so. So I'll be using this same fabric to cut out my sequence. So this fabric will be serving as the lining. I'll cut out both sleeves. So I'll be using this to cut out both sleeves, and I'll do same thing. I'll cut out same thing for this sequence fabric. So after that, I went ahead to turn it. This is how I'll be gathering it on top of the 5 inches I gave at the shoulder line. So I'll cut this out, and I'll also cut same thing for the sequence fabric. After that, I went ahead to join my net to the upper bodice. So watch closely. I joined the net and the lining to the front bodice, that's the front part of this dress. So I didn't join it with the lining. This is the lining here, so the lining is separate. Just the front bodice, join it with the down part, and this is our under net. So the under net will be in between. So front side of this under net facing the front side of the lining. I will also join it like so, and after that I will fix my zipper, and that's all for the dress. And I'll also fix the sleeve. Thanks so much for watching. If you watch up to this very point, I really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching. This is what the inside of the dress will be looking like after joining. So this is the inside of the dress, and next thing I'll be doing is I will go ahead and fix my zipper. And iron this net, and the ball dress is ready. After that, I went ahead to fix the cap sleeve, and this is the outcome of what we just made. So if you watch up to this point, I so much appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye, and see you in my next video.